Hi, it's Candy with the Art of Planning, where we do our planning pretty, on purpose, and powerful. I wish I had one of those like little clapper things that they use when they're directing movies, because this would be take 3. I don't even remember what happened the first time. I mean, that was 10 minutes ago. The second time, my battery was bad. I always check my batteries. I don't know what happened. So now we're on take 3, and it will be good, I'm sure. The first thing that we need to address is, I did the last video, the previous one, and I fumbled the name. I was showing you this cute little ice cream cone clip. Now this has nothing to do with, this really has nothing to do with this video, because this video is on how to do cute planner clips for a no spend July. So if you're on a no spend July, we are going to work with what we have, work from our stash, and we're going to make some really cute little planner clips. However, I did show you this because I've got this in my compact Franklin planner. And when I showed you this, I just totally had a brain freeze and could not for one moment remember where I got this, although I buy tons of clips from her. She's a planner friend, I would call her, and I mean, I just had a brain freeze and I could not for one moment remember where I got it. So I didn't rely on memory, and I found some more of her clips because she needs to be acknowledged. She makes wonderful clips. A lot of you people know her, and her work is just wonderful. Planner Glam Girl, Hilda. And Hilda, hi, and I'm so sorry that I just wigged out and didn't get your name right. I'm sorry. I do that sometimes though, especially, I mean, my mind is such a one focus type thing that if I haven't gotten myself all prepared, that I can just, I am one focus. So Hilda, I'm sorry. And everybody, this came from Planner Glam Girl. She's on Etsy and her clips are gorgeous. Okay. So in part 1, we looked at my toolbox. I showed you some tips that were helpful, I hope, on using permanent glue. And we also looked at making some ribbon clips. And one thing I did not tell you, I do put glue on the end of these. Some of the ribbon I used because it was out of my stash. Not what I would have preferred, but they ended up making cute clips. However, they would have frayed. This is burlap. It would have frayed terribly. I put just plain old household glue on the ends to keep those from fraying. So I didn't tell you that. Things are falling out of the sky. Okay, what I wanted to show you now were some other tips and tricks to using other things that you've probably got, and making some cute planner clips. One of the things that I do a lot of right now is I'm using buttons. You can buy really cute, fun buttons for not very much at all. And watch the different stores. They put buttons on sale frequently. So these big fun buttons I use, they have sets of buttons that are in the same tonal family color. And I'm not gonna show you everything. We ran out of time last time, which was crazy. And then here's just an assorted. Here's assorted colors. Now you'll notice some shanks on those, right? And the shank is this. Now if you don't want to back your button, that's fine. Your clip will just fit right there on that shank. But what I like to do is I like to do buttons back to back to make it finished, or to make it where you can use either side of it. So you can use your orange side, or you can use this side. We're going to focus in just a little bit. We're going to get a little tighter so you can see those things. Okay, and I put out here, these are some bronze gold, some antique gold. This flea market brand by Paper Studio, I got those at Hobby Lobby a while back. I had these. I went looking for what I could do some clips with, and these were some of them. This is the one that I've got for my compact Franklin. button on the front, button on the back. I can use either side. So I think it's fun to finish front and back in a way that you could flip it over and use it, okay? Now, this didn't have a shank. This was fine, okay? This one, this button did have a shank. I was going to see if any of those did. This button also had a shank. You can see. You can see the shank was right here. Okay? Again, the shank being this part that sticks out. So what I did is I got my nippers out. I showed you these in the first video. Here they are again. Now get ready, because I don't know if this will fly up at the camera or not. I don't know exactly where it'll go. But I take these nippers. Now I'm going to get these utility scissors out also, because they will work also for this. But you take these nippers and you get down as close to this base as you can. I'm going to aim it away from the camera, so hopefully we're not going to have it flying up towards you. Okay, hold it. And now this is plastic. This button's plastic. You take your nippers as close to the base, hold it, get your fingers out of the way. Did you hear that just pop? Okay, now it came off. However, it didn't come off here very close to the base. So go in as close as you can, nip. Go in as close as you can, try to nip it away as close as you can. Now what I found was, then if I go in with my utility scissors, did you see that? Oops, they got closer. I got closer with the utility scissors than I did with the nipper. There again. So sometimes I can get closer with the utility scissor. Do you see that going? Now what that allows you to do is put the buttons back to back and not have that big old shank. So what I could do is, now this does not have a shank on the back. It's got two little white colored pieces there, but this didn't have a shank. So now all of a sudden you can put these two back to back if you would like. Okay? You could take one of your, this would be the side you would take. You could take one of your clips. What I would do first is I would put some E6000 out in my bowl, like we showed you last time. I would take it from the bowl to a paper clip, to a toothpick. Then I would take the toothpick and put my E6000 right here, and then I would take my paper clip and lay it right there. And I would get my paper clip real nice and tacky to this. So I would let it dry a little bit, and then I would put this back on it. Okay? And then you would have a real fun double-sided paper clip that you could use. Now, what I did on this one was something very similar. But before I attached any glue, I took a piece of the ribbon. I just guessed. I think it was a 6 or 8, probably an 8-inch piece of ribbon. And I just threaded it through these holes. I don't want to take up so much time showing you this that we lose. Okay, this is not going to be a long enough piece, but I don't want to waste a lot of ribbon, okay? So, this is what I did. I took that and I threaded it through those holes. Oh, I should have had my X-Acto knife in here for this. Okay. Okay, one end through. Gonna do the same thing with the other end. maybe. See, that was from my toolbox. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to put it right like this. We're going to leave this undone for right now. And then what we would do is I would put E6000 on the back of here. I would put my clip right here, and then I would probably put a button, another button down here, just to give it, I'd find whatever, that's too big. Okay, I'd find whatever I could that would give this some stability while it dried and got real tacky, okay? And then I would put this on the back while it was tacky. You can't even see that. Here, let's go whoop here. E6000, quite a bit of it, so that this would stick in there. Let it dry and get real tacky. Then I would take this button and the back side would go right there while it was tacky, and I knew it was going to stick. Okay? Then, when it's sticky real well, and I know I have this part together, then I would finish it off just like I did, this one. Then I would tie myself a little bow out of the two pieces of ribbon tail that are sticking out of there. And then you would end up with a button here and a button here. And that's what I have fun doing with those. Same procedure here. Get your button on front pretty much glued to your big paper clip. And then I made sure that the smaller button here was adhered to the big button first. And then I put the two buttons together. And you've got a really cute button front, and then when you want to change out, you've got that button. Kind of looks like you have two, right? So you can do that with any of these. And that's why it's kind of good to get a pack like this, because they have almost done the work for you. You can do that inside that. Can you see? They've almost done the work for you with the sizing. That one can go there. Now another thing that can happen with these is, I don't know if you can see it or not, can you? Can you see how the holes align? You could do the same little thing with that. I would run the ribbons through the two holes that were aligning, and then I would kind of pull this up a little, get some glue in there, stick this back down, pull the ribbons tight, and let that glue dry, and then put it on the clip. That's a pretty color combination. Put it on the clip, and then add a backside to it. And you've got you the cutest clips done like that. Now again, I already had this, so I'm making some clips in colors, cute clips that I already had. So that works real well. You know, go find what you have. Just figure out, what do I want to do? How do I want to do it? What will work with what I already have? Okay, I pulled this out just to show you. This is a file buffer that I have had in my tool supply for a while. Before I found out that the utility scissors would really cut the back shank of these and would really get closer to it, I was filing down with a buffer. I was filing the back of these down really well. But then I found that my utility scissors would actually get down there farther after I had nipped the shank down. So, I mean, there's two options for you, okay? Okay, then I want to show you one other thing that I did and how I did it. I had showed you in part one about these little guys and told you that I really wanted the original ones. The original, I think they're called pom-pom clips. But because I'm on No Spend July, I looked at these. They're actually stored in a little container with my buttons. These guys are, I got these at Easter time and used them as little tails for Easter bunnies. And I thought, I wonder if there's any way that those would work. So I got them out, started just looking at them and playing with them a little. There is, I mean, you start pulling these apart and there's a little division in there some way. I mean, do you see that? Can you see that? So now, I use silver on everything because the rings on my compact binder are silver. So I use silver. Normally I would probably use gold. But do you see right there how you can pull that apart? And there's a place where you can actually stick that clip in there. So I found where I could pull it apart, where I could, again, put my E6000 in the little plate, get a toothpick, and then just put some toothpick in there, then stick the head of my paper clip in there, and then I could kind of squish it back down there. And I mean, like instant paper clip using my Easter bunny tails that I got at Easter time. And I get a cute little, you know, I fluff it back out, but cute little paper clip. And same thing, you see these have different sizes. They've got the large size, they've got the small size. And then they've got a smaller size, which, I mean, I know I could figure out a way to use them. But right now, it's if I don't need it, why do it? So, here's the turquoise one in the smaller size. And that's just stuck together right now. It's not done permanently. But here is your smaller size. And again, the smaller size actually works better on the compact pages because the paper clip is not as heavy. So, now see, some places don't, now that does, but some places don't pull apart well, see? But if you work with it enough, you find a place that pulls apart. You get in there, you stick your glue in there, and then the right end of the paper clip, so pay attention to that in your mind, and you have a furry little page clip, okay, which really costs nothing because it all comes out of your supplies. So get creative, look around, you know, see what you've got, try to figure out how it'll work, if it'll work. You know what, it probably will work. It'll just be a matter of how it'll work. How creative can you think? And I know lots of you guys are tons more creative than I am. So just think, how will it work? What can I do? How can I make this work now in a way that I just haven't had to make it work in the past? So that's what I have thought is real fun. How can I make it work now that I haven't had to make it work in the past? So thanks for joining me. It has been really fun to share these tips with you. I hope that it's working for you in a way. So get out there and create and share with me things that you're doing now that you haven't done before. Thumbs up, subscribe, but tune in next time. I want to see you soon, and I want you part of our YouTube channel. So that subscribe button is important. I love it when you share your time with me. Thanks. See you soon. Bye.